In a stunning turn of events that has shaken the Formula One world, Max Verstappen's back-to-back victories in Monza and Baku have transformed what seemed like a clear-cut McLaren domination into an electrifying three-way title fight. With just 7 races and 3 sprint events remaining in the 2025 season, the 4-time world champion has emerged from the shadows to mount what could be one of the most remarkable championship comebacks in F1 history. Just weeks ago, after finishing a dismal 9th place in Hungary, Verstappen himself declared he wouldn't win another race this season. Now, the paddock is buzzing with a very different energy. As veteran F1 analyst James Mitchell recently noted, what we're witnessing isn't just a resurgence, it's Verstappen sending a clear message that you can never count him out, even with a 69-point deficit. The transformation began with the arrival of technical director Lauron Mechis at Red Bull Racing. Under his guidance, the team has unleashed 2 major upgrade packages that have revolutionized the RB21's performance. The results were immediate and devastating for McLaren's championship aspirations. Not only did Verstappen dominate in both Monza and Baku, but his teammate Tsunoda also achieved a career-best 6th-place finish, outpacing McLaren's Lando Norris in the process. McLaren team principal Andrea Stella couldn't hide his concern when addressing the media after Baku. Red Bull has unlocked something special, he admitted, his usual composed demeanor showing signs of strain. And when you combine that with a driver of Max's caliber, yes, absolutely in capital letters, he can fight his way back into this championship. The momentum shift has created a fascinating psychological dynamic within the McLaren garage. Pastri Norris and Oscar Pastri, who had been focusing primarily on their inter-team battle for most of the season, now find themselves looking over their shoulders at a charging Verstappen. The pressure is mounting, and as former world champion Jackie Stewart once observed, championships are often won in the mind before they're won on the track. For Verstappen, the situation couldn't be more different. For now, we are just very happy with what we're doing, he said with an almost unsettling calmness after his Baku victory. We'll find out in the upcoming races how our performance will go on other layouts. It's the kind of statement that sends chills down competitors' spines. The 4-time champion knows he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. The numbers tell a compelling story. For Verstappen to complete this incredible comeback, he needs to outscore Norris by 6 points and Pastri by 10 points in every remaining race and sprint event, assuming all 3 finish each race. It's a tall order, but as Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff ominously pointed out, we're just one Pastri DNF away from seeing a completely different championship picture. But before anyone gets too carried away with Verstappen's resurgence, there's a significant hurdle looming on the horizon: Singapore. The Marina Bay Street circuit has been Red Bull's kryptonite, even during their most dominant seasons. It's a track that demands perfect harmony between car and driver, where the slightest mistake is punished by the unforgiving walls. Verstappen knows this challenge all too well. Singapore will depend on a lot of things, he explained during the pre-race press conference. If the car is shocking to drive, then yes, it's really hard to keep it in a straight line. But if the car is nice to drive, then it's more about just the physicality of it. The sweltering heat and humidity of Singapore have broken many drivers before, but Verstappen's preparation has been intense. McLaren CEO Zak Brown is watching these developments with growing concern. "You've got to pay attention to Max," he acknowledged recently. "We want our 2 drivers fighting for the championship, but we'd like to get Max out of that equation if possible. Still, we're committed to giving both our drivers equal opportunity and equal equipment. May the best man win." The technical battle behind the scenes is equally fascinating. Under Mechis' leadership, Red Bull's engineering team has been working around the clock to understand and optimize the RB21. The results are clear. The car is now a different beast compared to its early season form. Even more telling is how they've managed to translate Verstappen's feedback into tangible improvements that benefit both drivers. Dr. Sarah Chen, a motorsport engineering expert, explains, "What we're seeing from Red Bull is a masterclass in mid-season development. They've managed to address their early season weaknesses without compromising their strengths. It's not just about adding downforce or reducing drag. They found that sweet spot where the car works in harmony with Verstappen's aggressive driving style. The next few races will be crucial in determining whether this is truly one of the greatest comeback stories in Formula One history, or just a brief moment of glory for Red Bull." What's certain is that the 2025 season has taken an unexpected turn, and the pressure is now squarely on McLaren's shoulders to prevent their dream season from turning into a nightmare. The question on everyone's mind is whether Verstappen can maintain this momentum and continue to chip away at the points deficit. As one seasoned paddock observer noted, when Max smells blood in the water, he becomes a different animal entirely. And right now, he's hunting for his 5th world championship with the kind of determination that's made him one of the most formidable drivers in F1 history. Meanwhile, the broader implications of this championship battle extend far beyond the racetrack. The financial stakes are enormous, with sponsorship deals, market value, and commercial revenues all hanging in the balance. As motorsport financial analyst Marcus Thompson explains, we're looking at potential swings of hundreds of millions in team valuations based on how this plays out. Red Bull's resurgence isn't just about trophies, it's about cementing their position as F1's premier team for years to come. The technical battle has become increasingly fascinating. Red Bull's partnership with Ford for their 2026 power unit program has injected additional resources and expertise into their current development race. This long-term stability seems to be paying dividends already, with the team's engineering department working with renewed confidence under Mechis' leadership. Inside the McLaren garage, the atmosphere remains focused but tense. Both Norris and Pastri know they can't afford any mistakes. The pressure is different now, Norris admitted after a recent practice session. Earlier in the season, we were racing each other. Now we're looking at Max's times after every session, trying to understand where he's finding that extra pace. The upcoming Singapore Grand Prix could prove to be the turning point of this championship. The Marina Bay circuit, with its humid conditions and unforgiving walls, has historically been Red Bull's weakness. However, the recent technical upgrades suggest this year might be different. Technical expert Dr. Elena Rodriguez notes, the RB21's new floor design and revised suspension geometry could finally give Verstappen the confidence he needs through Singapore's tight corners. If he wins there, all bets are off for the championship. But it's not just about the leading trio. The midfield battle has intensified as well, with teams like Racing Bulls and Aston Martin fighting for crucial constructor points. This could play a crucial role in the championship, as traffic management and strategy become increasingly important in the closing races. The psychological warfare is also reaching new heights. When asked about Verstappen's comeback chances, Pastri tried to maintain his composure. Look, the points gap is still significant. We're focused on our own program, not what Red Bull is doing, but the slight tremor in his voice betrayed the mounting pressure. For Verstappen, the challenge ahead is immense but not impossible. To overcome the 69-point deficit, he needs to maintain an almost perfect record in both races and sprint events. Former F1 champion Nico Rosberg recently observed, "What makes Max so dangerous right now is that he has absolutely nothing to lose. He's driving with total freedom, and that's when he's at his most formidable." The technical developments have also sparked interest from rival teams. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has been watching Red Bull's resurgence with keen interest. What they've achieved in such a short time frame is remarkable. It shows how quickly the competitive order can change in Formula One when you get your development direction right. Inside Red Bull's Milton Keynes headquarters, the mood is one of quiet confidence. Team principal Christian Horner has masterfully managed both the technical and psychological aspects of this comeback. "We've always believed in Max's ability to fight back," he stated. "Now we're giving him a car that matches his determination." The upcoming races will also test the team's strategic capabilities. With 3 sprint events remaining, the opportunities for point swings are multiplied. Race strategist Maria Fernandez explains, "Teams will need to balance aggression with consistency. One DNF could completely reshape the championship picture." The driver market implications are equally intriguing. Red Bull's junior program is buzzing with activity as potential future teammates for Verstappen show promising performances. Yuki Tsunoda's recent breakthrough at Baku, where he matched Verstappen's setup approach, has turned heads in the paddock. But for now, all eyes are on the 3-way title fight. McLaren's advantage remains substantial, but the momentum has shifted dramatically. As one veteran paddock journalist noted, "In all my years covering Formula One, I've never seen a championship situation quite like this. The mathematical challenge facing Verstappen is enormous, but if anyone can pull off the impossible, it's him. The upcoming Singapore Grand Prix weekend will write the next chapter in this extraordinary story. Will it mark the continuation of Verstappen's remarkable comeback, or will McLaren's drivers steady the ship and protect their championship hopes? The answer lies in the floodlit streets of Marina Bay, where dreams of glory often meet the harsh reality of Formula One's most demanding circuit.